pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Here's Kaepernick. Flush to his, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw, Goff.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Their opening drive. Here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
For the NFC's Pro Bowl punter a year ago, Jack Fox on to punt for the Lions.
He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Fielded at the 33. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Time to see this wide-open Baltimore offense go to work, and leading them, pretty darn good one. Lamar Jackson out of Louisville.
Before the game, when I said hello to him, I tried to give him a little dap, but he wouldn't give me any, and I thought he was snubbing me. Then I realized he's keeping all that flame to himself. How about the week he had last week? AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Play action. Now Jackson.
That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
Call it a gain of a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Now Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
Tavon Young in on the tackle.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick.
He'll get this off to Swift.
Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum.
Kaepernick hit, fumble. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Now a throw here to his running back. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now Kaepernick.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run.
I would say just add that one to the total of big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
Now a man open down the middle of the field.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now Kaepernick. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
From the gun on 3rd down, Kaepernick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Ravens have got it.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
And Charles, we take a peek there at the recent draft class, and this definitely a year where they had a chance to greatly improve this team.
And you've got to take advantage when you have this type of an opportunity. 2 first-round picks, you better scout them well and hit on those selections.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
A gain of 6 there on first.
On second down, Swift.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And a good catch there by Mark Andrews. And many think that paired with Lamar Jackson, they may be the best quarterback-tight end combo this side of Mahomes and Kelsey.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Adafe Owe picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves, right,
under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Adafe Owe getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Let's take it inside his own 40. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
From the 39, Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jackson now off the bootleg. He'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a toss for Swift left side. Man, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 45-yard line. Here's a handoff to Swift. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. To throw is Kaepernick.
And this one taken in by Cephas.
Oh, he put her on the carpet, a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone.
That's for Bateman. It's intercepted.
Picked by Tracy Walker, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play there just before halftime.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Tucker's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we now proceed to the start of the second half. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They go to Freeman again on 2nd down.
He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, the risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Open man is Duvernay.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Let's see now what Colin Kaepernick has been up to so far in this game. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show? The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. On play action, it's Kaepernick. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Now Kaepernick again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Now a play fake, Kaepernick. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Adafe Owe able to record his 5th sack of the season. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Kaepernick to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And a few little style points on the juke, but not much room to maneuver after that.
On now is Seibert for the Lion field goal.
From the left hash, a chip shot here. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that'll get the deficit back to 16.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Freeman. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Lions will take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Going for the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And that is incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Kaepernick now to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Forced out to it. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Levi Onwuzurike in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13. Throwing is Jackson. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Kaepernick going to throw.
Going back to the same well, it's Hockenson again.
And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They run from the pistol here with Freeman. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
43 yards on the ground for him so far.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
To throw, Kaepernick. Open man right side is St. Brown. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Into the red zone now, Kaepernick. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Kaepernick to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. That catch good for only a couple. To throw, Kaepernick. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Touchdown! DeAndre Swift. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the two. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a two-score game.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
2nd and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Looking for Andrews again. He's got him this time.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so, but ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play.
That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.